Going to teach you some more country stuff. The first one I'm going to teach you is going to be some very groovy, typical country licks that you've heard a bunch of times. I don't know that I've taught this before or not. I never know if I've taught them before or not, but very cool. All the licks on this are going to be stuff that you can play that is over and over and over, like things like that will get you through your 1 and 4 chord changes. Then I'll show you how to get to the 5s. The first one I'm going to do is going to be a simple one, which has the sorry for my but the fact that you can actually go a whole step behind wherever you're at. So if you're in A, you can go to G. So it's going to be like this. Okay, so easy stuff with the same backing track for everything, so it's going to be that train beat stuff. So stick around for a crash course and some cool stuff. All right, check you in a bit. Okay, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. As I had said, we're going to be doing the one I just showed. Okay, this one here proves that we can actually go backward 2 frets. Okay, on all chord changes. Okay, so when I did the demo, I did exactly that. I went backward 2 frets from everything I moved to. Okay, and this holds true for every chord you can play. Okay, so again, in the key of A, which is throughout the entire video, I'm doing the thumb on the low A string and then hitting any of the A stuff. You could do the D and G string as I'm doing here, or add in the B string. Okay, so that will work when you go up to D here on the 7th fret. I think it sounds cool using the D string and then doing just the G and B string for your, we're flattening off, of course, to the 5th fret. Or you can just go and not using any root notes. And it'll be the same for the E. Or use the low E string, or using the B string in there with it. Okay, now the other cool thing about these is to use the fret 3 frets up. Okay, so you're on the 2nd fret. And that holds true for all of these. Okay, so it's just that easy. It's just a matter of getting that phrasing. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. One more time just for fun with the backing track. sloppy that was, you kind of see how it goes. Okay, so that is your first set of licks. Okay, the next set of licks is a simple repeating thing as well. Okay, so you can mix it up as much as you want in the middle of it. Over the track. Okay, so it's just, again, just a lick that repeats over and over, and you can do what you want with it and not have to keep repeating the thing. It's just an idea for you to utilize. Okay, so in A, we're going to have our ring finger on the A on the B string, so up at the 10th fret. I'm using fingers and thumbs, so thumb on the G string, middle finger for the E string, and first finger for the B string. Okay, so it actually starts out on the high E string, up here at 8, B string, at 10 and 8, pull off, and finally with your thumb on 9 on the G string. Okay. And again, break it up whenever you want to. And when it goes to the 4 chord or the D chord, stay right where you're at. You can go chasing it if you want it. But it does sound better if you stay where you're at. But you will have to chase the E one, which will be down at 5, okay, on the B string. So your first part of it will be the 3rd fret on the high E. And then back up to where you are for the D chord, even though it shows it being an A. Again, 1 and 4 chords, you can always play the same thing on. Always. Okay, there it is with the track again. Should be easy enough to figure out. Again, if you can manipulate fingers and thumbs, cool. It can be done with a pick and sound fairly decent. So if you got a quick pick hand, you'll be all right. Okay, this one is much like the last one. I am going to use a pick. I can play it with fingers, but for some reason I like to use this with a pick. So it's nice to have a pick and nice to have fingers. This one is a simple old rockabilly lick. Okay, a lot of you might recognize this and be able to say, oh, okay, I get it within context. Okay, so it is in A, so we're going to go by the high E string. So A is on the 5th fret. We're covering the B and the E. And we're just bending the G string at the 7th fret to match the B string. But we're hitting all 3 strings. High E string. And then we go 8 to 5, pull off on the B string. And then upstroke on the E and B. Or on just the E string itself. however you want to do it. And you can stay there again when it goes to the D, or you can chase it all the way up to the high E string till it gets on D, which will be at the 10th fret. Okay, and what I had done earlier was just adding in the, okay, when it went to the D, just for fun. That is B string at 7 and E string at 8. And giving them a little slight bend up together. And that was. Then follow it. Okay, so it's that simple. Good old Chuck Berry style stuff and rockabilly stuff. Okay, so easy enough. Okay, this one is not much different than the others. Okay, that over the backing track. Stay there. Up 2 frets. Okay, so simply that is on the A note on the D string, so you're at the 7th fret, and we're pulling off and hammering on back to the 5th fret. Okay, pull off, hammer back on. And that's the 5th fret for the G and the B string with a little bend towards the floor. Nice and staccato. Break it up also if you want. And when it goes to the D, continue doing the same thing. Or you can go like this. Flatten out the finger so it's actually in D. So flatten out the finger on the 7th fret if you want. That sounds like. Okay, so there's your difference. Use them both. Use whatever tickles your pickle. All right. And when we go to the E, just take everything up 2 frets. It works. Or you can flatten it out and actually get the E note. But I like the sound of it being backed up 2 frets, just like we did in the first lesson, or first lick. We're going back 2 frets. So we're actually hitting the D. Use both. Okay, so groovy as it gets, and simple as it gets. Okay, this next one is familiar because a lot of these are very much the same. Okay, this one actually sounds like this. Okay, so basically like that. I had a run-in with my fingers at the beginning, but hey, we get it and I don't do edits. Okay, so this one over top of the A, we're looking at the A on the G string at the 14th fret. We're going to surround that by having ring finger at the 15th fret on the B, hanging out in the balance at the 13th fret on the B. But we're adding the pinky to the 15th fret of the high E. And we're starting with the B string bent up. Okay? So bent up, hit the E and the B, release the bend, pull off on that B string, and then hit the G string. That's just twice. In regular position in A. Okay, so yeah, it's some tough bending when it gets here in the regular A position. But if you use 9-gauge strings like I do, not really that tough at all. Don't be afraid to let it do exactly what I just did. Okay, and slower tempo stuff, very cool. You could even do, alternating fingers. Easier with the pick for me. Okay, just because my fingers are ate up with arthritis and such. Okay, so that's basically it. Again, break it up. There you go. Okay, this last one I'm going to show you is very simple and kind of based off of Footloose. If you remember Footloose. Just in the fact that it's down here low and we'll be using the same bending G note on the low E string. Yeah, I'm going to show you how to put that in here. Okay, so the main thing to take away from this is it's all 3rd fret, low E string, 3rd fret, hammer on, pull off. A string, same thing. It's just building up to speed. And same thing on the D chord. Except for we're taking it down a whole string. When we get to the 5 chord or the E, do whatever you want. Do what you will. Do what you will in the middle of it too. It gets really boring if all you're hearing is. So. So like that. It's just quick, but start off slower. And your fingers will get crabs in them as you go along, but once you play for a little bit, that goes away. So there you go, a few fun licks to hash out on your own time, and I hope you dug the video. I hope to keep doing some more. I know my band is going to be playing again for an extended period of time, so you may not see a whole lot of videos from me in the near future. I might have a couple before we start up, but that remains to be seen. You guys stay groovy, I always am, and I'll catch you on the next one. Alright, bye-bye.